All right, you had an A-arm. First off, you had a power steering issue that was supposed to cause loss of control. And 2, you had a modified A-arm. With wires, 3 wires inside. It had 2 wires inside, but 3 it has wires inside to guide the arm back, guide arm back to cockpit, So we got all this now, and I actually forgot something, because in that first race, I actually don't believe it, but Ayrton was supposedly Ayrton wanted a larger steering wheel, so they made a modification after the first race. They put a piece of pipe that looks like copper pipe between 2 pieces of steel pipe. And you got steel here, and you got copper here, okay? And this becomes important. This is a wonderful way to cause a driver to lose control. I think, judging from that steering column and the way they made it, that would have been one of your factors about that beef fried rice race, because they were probably thinking, you know what, we got this going on, we got a power steering thing, that didn't work in the first race, we got a modified A-arm, it didn't fail, even if the car went sideways. This needs impact to work. Impact. You got to have a motion to make that break off the car. Well, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's put a 1A in there, okay? He wants a bigger steering wheel. Let's weaken the column. Okay? We're going to put that piece of copper in there. There is no way that coming around this corner at the beef fried rice race, at the Bill's corner, at 190 miles an hour, that this is going to survive. They got the crap shocked out of them, I want to tell you, because this turned out to be damn strong, because it did not fail in the race. I wish it had failed when the driver had hit, Ayrton in the side, but it didn't. It actually lasted through that. So you got all this: weakened column, power steering, modified A-arm, wires inside to guide the arm back to the cockpit. Okay? All right. And we're heading into our last race. And this guy, when you think about it, why did he keep getting back in the car? He had to know something was up. He had to know. He's not an idiot. Well, let's put it this way. He had a lot of commitments to a lot of people other than himself. He had a lot of people that loved him, that didn't know about the setup races. He had a lot of kids that looked up to him, that he didn't ever want to know that he was doing this, because they loved him like a father. And he was helping them out. That's what the foundation was all about, and that's where most of this money was going. So you could put him in a halo and wings if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that for this report. He wanted to win races and to make money. There's another side of this too, is that this guy that runs this thing, he gets a piece of all the sponsor money that anybody gets. So, sponsor money. Okay. By contract, okay? And this particular organization is supposed to get X amount of money, X amount of percentage out of that sponsor money. Well, Ayrton had been risking his life for years now, and he was getting more famous and more famous and more famous and more famous. And as he got more famous, the amount of money he gave to this person got less and less and less, and to the point where the guy said, you know what? You're in my house, And you pay me. You better pay me, or you'll be sorry. That was happening on top of Ayrton saying, you know what? I'm the most famous driver in the world, and you can't touch me. And you'll do what I tell you. So we come to the third race, and we got a car that I kind of don't think that they did the power steering thing, but you know, who knows? Well, you got the weekend column. All right. Two things that happened at the beef fried rice race, 2 and 3, was when the car got run into the back, the rear wing struts were cracked. And they were not repaired. Okay? And when the side of the car got smacked into, the carbon fiber tub, which is like this, and then you got this piece of metal up here like this, and it's kind of funny because it's got this piece on top of it that works the springs. Well, when it got hit, now this thing was like this, like this, like this, but when it got hit, that was still intact. And what that did was, it cracked right here, just like that. It cracked the tub right there, okay? Now, to fix that, you'd have to replace the tub. And anybody who wanted a guy to survive a race would do that. But, you know, we got something going on here. So, carbon tub by springs cracked. Not repaired. Okay? 4. Might have been a power steering issue here. I mean, you know, I'm going to put it in there because somebody said something about power steering after the race. I don't know who that was. Who was that? Power steering. Okay? So you got a weakened column. You got rear wing struts cracked. You got carbon fiber tub by the springs at the top where they mount cracked. That's not repaired. You got a power steering issue going on here. Funny thing was too was after the accident, there's this rectangular box like this, and like this. This is the brake hose junction box. And after the accident, this is where it goes to the pedal, is just hanging out. And these are nowhere to be seen. Where the hell are those hoses at? Well, it turns out that we had all this. Now, these are all still passive failures. And, you know, Mr. Dick here, he's a little bit upset with Brains because Brains said this would all work out and blah, blah, blah. Ayrton would be dead. Well, I'm going to say this even though I don't even, you know, like I said, this is fiction. This is all fiction. I'm making all this up. But inside that column, now you got to understand, there's some shifters on here. This is copper. But this is soldered in.